Hello, Jim. I'm in South Florida, down there by Miami, actually Fort Lauderdale. Just dropped the trailer off, and the guy didn't want it. I told him I'm not dragging the damn thing no more. He can deal with them, and I'm leaving. I dropped it. Turn right on South Andrews Avenue, then take the second left. And then my company screwed me. They told me get on. I called this morning. I was going to stay up at Fort Pierce because I guess supposedly have a load tomorrow, and I was going to take and come down tomorrow and drop it and pick the other one up. And now they told me it might be Tuesday or Wednesday. It's clear up by it's PAR Tella Villa something beach. It's up by Jacksonville. Hi Daniel. I ain't in a real good mood, guys, but I thought I'd show you guys South Florida. Take the next left onto Southeast 30th Street. Ooh, want me to turn? Our backlash fisherman. Can't see chat, guys. Here, yeah, it's about like driving in New Jersey, Jim. Use the right lane to turn right onto US 1 South, then use the right lane to take the I-595 West ramp. I'm right by the airport down here by Miami. Yeah. Going to be heading back up north towards Jacksonville, but I'm only going to go to Fort Pierce today, get the truck washed, and get something to eat, camp out, I guess. It's hot down here. I like finding a big old shade tree. Well, I guess you guys are going to see a traffic light. Yep, you're right, Daniel. That's why I'm not staying down here. That's why I told them. I called this morning. I was up north by Wildwood, and I was going to come to Fort Pierce. So it's got all kinds of truck stops. There's like 6 of them right there. I go, my other load wasn't supposed to be ready till tomorrow. I go, I'll come down in the morning, drop it off. I'm only an hour and a half away, and go on up and pick that one up. And because there's no place really to trucks down here. There's a few truck stops, but they're scattered. But you got to pay to park at all of them. And it's like $20. Some of them are 25. And so I didn't want to have to be stuck down here. So I think I might be looking for another job, someplace to lease my truck on. If anybody knows any place that wants a semi-retired truck driver that's old and grumpy. That trailer I brought down, I didn't want to do it to start with. It was a high cube. I got my truck will get 7 miles a gallon, 7.5 the way I drive, and I average 5 miles a gallon coming out of Oklahoma down here. So I lost about $400 in fuel. What are you doing, guy? I think I'll go up 95. I come down the turnpike. Mm, I got where I can go up and down the toll roads. Company pays for that. So, but there's a little bit more traffic sometimes on 95, but we're not in a hurry today. You can see some different things. Man, look at them cars. I ain't a lane over there up there in front of me, and people are just passing. It's single lane through here. What'd you do that for? There's no need to jumping in front of me, going slow. Paybacks are hell. Oh, son of a bitch. Maybe I should have went over and went up the tow road. Now, what's this one doing? Stopping and looking around. She's just looking in the mirror and shaking her hands. Damn. You guys behind me. Oh, somebody's wanting to come up. Whoa, slow down, truck. There you are.
Hi, Randy.
Hi, Rebecca.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
How am I going to be the sweet, loving person I am if I eat my heart out? I mean,
You heard
I'm
it.
like, oh, okay. How am I going to be that sweet, loving lady?
You
that
can be
makes
the
sense?
old grouch that all of us know you are.
No. Because I used to be that old grouch. I don't like that old grouch.
Oh, you don't? You gotta let her
No.
out once in a while. Let her have fun.
No. In fact, I was on T Hands 141 today,
Uh-huh.
and I finished his hat finally on his own live.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Oh,
And there's
good.
my whining dog. I know you can hear him.
Yep. They know when you're talking. You're not talking to them.
You're not talking to them.
Yep.
Knock
They
it
want their
off.
attention too. Yep.
like
They got to
having
have
a
their attention.
It's like having a 3-year-old child.
Sometimes it's worse, I think. But sometimes you can put a child down for a nap. You can't tell a dog to go take a nap.
No, you can't.
Shannon's having problems with one of her calves. He just keeps tearing up his dish bowl. He does it to aggravate her. He'll push it all over the field, make her go get it, and stand back and watch her go get it.
Oh my goodness. Well, one of these days, I'll be able to go and meet Des.
Yeah, and I mean, I met Eat Your Heart Out because she got her sticker on first, and I
Oh,
live right by you.
that doesn't matter.
But
I mean,
I'm going to be by you and Wendy.
I just got my stickers not that long
Yeah, I
ago.
know. And I want one of the original ones.
I know you do. I know you do. There's
But
lots of people that
yeah,
probably want to do it,
I'm going
but
to keep a spot right next to Des, so you can put yours right next to Des.
Okay. Well, you'll be. Everybody's going to know this, but you're going to be getting 2 stickers. One with the Missouri, and the round one. So yes,
Okay.
it
Well,
is
Des
earmarked,
put 2 on.
So I will be putting 2 on, and then you've got to wait for Wendy to have her sticker put on there too.
Yeah.
So we can have the Missouri girls together.
Yep. Yep. Have them all together. Maybe I can get an outline show it's all Missouri. Have Jamie do an outline or something, just a pinstripe type deal.
I'm sure you can see this, but what do you think of that?
I like it. Only thing is, you're a copycat. But see, my original one was a Missouri state deal, and then Eddie redesigned mine to the truck.
Yeah, well,
but I copied off of Carl though, chilling in Indiana, Carl, because he used the Indiana state, and I thought that was really cool. You can know where people's from using their state.
Yeah, well, there was one that made me think of it was Audacity Dawning, or no, Ronald, go get my sticker board, please.
Hi, Ronald.
Yes, he's sitting back there eating I can't think of what they're called. They're not in their box. Was the white cheddar cheese, little squares.
White cheddar. Cheeselets?
Yeah, Cheez-Its.
Yeah, I love them things, especially the white ones.
Yeah.
Hi, River Rat.
It is Audacity.
Hi, Junior.
He's also in Missouri. See the Audacity Dawning, how he did his.
Yeah.
He did a square, but he did the outline of the state, but not really literally the outline that they have. So when I made the decision to make my sticker, I wanted the Missouri to honor my mom because she was born here in Missouri.
Yeah.
She was born in Jefferson City, the state capital. But yeah, I'm making out the, everybody gets the 3x5 card with all my information on it, so they don't have to look but one place.
Right.
There's your food. Eat it, Denver.
Junior, if you know anybody's hiring, I need a job. I'm getting tired of mine.
What?
Oh, I was talking to my son. My son's in here.
Did you put his
I'm tired of the company I'm working for. I'm getting messed around a lot, so time for a change. Hi, Tim S.
I didn't bring the chat up. Oh, Tim S. is a fellow Missourian. I have been doing something. Where's my little
There
book?
is actually a lot of people in Missouri that are on YouTube.
Yes, I've got you on here. I have this little book here that there's 30. He is on here. Tim S. is of 30 channels, and I didn't put my name on here yet. So I've been using this little book here to mark down how many hats I've made this year, because I have no idea, all the other hats.
I know a bunch.
There's a lot of us.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Des.
Hi, Des. Des should be at work, or
She
maybe she's at
probably
lunch.
is. You need to re-chat so he can.
Mhm.
Real Jim says, Don, are you catch fish today? Question mark. And you got your night bot working. Do you have the weather?
Yep, weather's on mine. Shannon advertising for her. Jamie's stickers should come up every 10 minutes. But I do have the weather. And if you want to links, it's all the militaries. It's Army, USAF, Marines, the National Guard. I forget how Eddie said that one is. But all the military are covered, or just put vet your links.
Yeah, gotta. And in fact, I found out that T-Hand was also in the military. He was in the Army, like my dad. And my sister
Yeah, my Des asked me
was in the Navy.
the other side of my truck. I'm gonna put all veterans on it.
Oh, so on what side did Des put her sticker on? The passenger or the driver's side?
On the driver's side. That's where I was
Driver's
only
side.
doing it, but I'm gonna start putting the veterans on the passenger side.
Oh, okay.
And Jamie made me some stickers saying my YouTube friends, but I'm gonna have her do American veterans or just veterans on YouTube on that one, advertised for everybody. Because I get people walking up, hey, what's that for? And I said, it's YouTube people. They're all channels.
M and
Hi, M&T.
Living and cooking. They're in here.
Yeah, they do a lot of cooking. She makes some really nice catfish. Made a goulash I want to try. I've never done it like she did. She made her noodles, and then she got like a sauce. Made goulash. Man, that looked good. She's a heck of a cook.
I've been doing a lot more cooking here at home instead of buying processed stuff. You know, we do get macaroni and cheese in the boxes from the pantry, but I don't know. I don't use the cheese. I use real.
Yeah.
I use the processed.
Yeah, that's
cheese that we
powdered.
get, the powdered stuff. I
don't like it
I don't
either.
really like it.
I like making macaroni and cheese with just get the noodles and get a big old hunk of Velveeta cheese and melt it.
Exactly. Hi, Kim Burris. Is that correct?
Yep. Hi, Kim. She's another Missourian.
She is? Ooh, okay.
Yep, that's another Missouri one. She lives down by Kansas City.
Oh, okay. Oh, wrote her down in my. We're hoping with Wendy and we've been talking about having like a.
I'm actually going up 95 and going on up to Carolina. Up 75 this time.
You are being really noisy, Blue. That banging you're hearing is I gave the dogs a water buffalo horn. And he's been dropping it in his crate. He's like, I don't know what he wants. He's whining at me like, relax, my boy. Come on, relax.
Hey, Junior, Shannon was looking at the weather. You're going to get rained out Friday night.
Marines and Army mom, what's her name?
I don't think I know that one. I talk to her all the time, but I don't know her name. If Eddie was here, I'd know. Eddie, he's got a mind, man. He can remember your pet names and everything. I don't know
Oh
how he
yeah,
does
he
it.
remembers. He remembers Denver Blue, Gigi, and Baby.
Well, he did Shannon's sticker, and he's got all the names on that sticker memorized. I mean, you'd go
Cool.
talk to him, he don't forget nobody. First name is Wanda. Wanda. Okay, I had never heard it.
Wanda. Okay.
I talk to her in Eddie's all the time. I got a cousin named Wanda,
Hi,
so
Randy
that'd be
Smith.
easy to remember.
Hunting and stuff with
That's my.
Jay
That's
and
my.
Jay. Hi, John.
That's
I think it's
John.
John. That's John.
Yep. I'm getting so many coming in. It's hard for me to remember them all. I can't believe I got so many people comes in when I go live. I thank every one of you coming in. You guys must be really bored. I wasn't going
No,
to talk. I was going to do it on the YouTube side and not even do StreamYard because I was so mad because I wasn't going to talk. I was just going to put driving in South Florida, and I wasn't even going to talk. Just let you guys watch. But I should have went to Turnpike.
you know, I guess the thing is owning your own truck and then leasing it to a company and stuff, and they don't get you a load out or whatever. And
Yep. Well, it's like here lately too. I've been having to deadhead a whole lot more. Like this one here, it's 300 and over 300 mile up to the next load, and they don't pay for that.
you're spending out gas and
Yep. My time and my gas is out of my pocket.
yeah. Ooh, South Florida. Godspeed. Yeah.
I know, Don. You're Don. Yours is easy to remember, Don. I don't usually get it confused. He's up there where all the snow's at.
I'm gonna have a little bit of fun. I'm going to, in the back of my van, I'm going to lay out all the packages that I'm going to be shipping today. And
Oh,
doing
speaking of
doing a-
shipping, do you use a pirate ship?
I do not.
Look up pirate ship. You
I
can save like 50 to $1 a package.
I don't feel safe doing it.
Hmm. It's a good app to use. If you're shipping out a lot of stuff, you can save a lot of money. It's like the apps for gasoline is Upside and Mud Flap for diesel and stuff. And Des knows where I'm at. She's tracking my phone. Des put on my phone where she can track me.
Oh. Got that now sealed.
Hi, DJ.
Sorry on all the crinkling. M&T Living and Cooking. And DJ Cartoon Universe is here. So you're going to be near where DJ is or not?
No, I'm on the other side of the state.
Oh.
I'm going up the East Coast this time.
Oh, okay.
Straight up I-95.
I've never been to Florida. Hope one of these days I can get there.
There's a lot of YouTubers down here too. You got DJ, you got Real Jim Smith, All Around Sarah, M&T Cooking, and you got up north here. Oh, can't think of the name now. They're right off of I-10. They got a farmstead. There's quite a few
And
people in Florida
you
too.
got you got Des,
Yeah, Des.
people Des. Hi, Randy Smith. Or he says, "Did you see the car?"
No, I didn't. Did you send me a picture?
No, Randy Smith is asking that. Did you see the car?
Yeah. That's my son. He's got a race
Oh,
car he's
okay.
putting together.
Oh.
When I get home, I'll come by and I'll go live or do a video and show your car on YouTube.
I think it's. I was looking at someone's that they had this small little gas tank that they pour the gasoline into. It's pretty small tank.
Oh, on your Facebook page? No, I'll have to look when I get parked today.
Oh, will you take that in the kitchen, please?
I'll give you one of my stickers to put on, but it's so small you wouldn't see it.
I'm this next month. I'm gonna be putting a PO box on my about page. We're gonna pay for a year.
That's what we use as a PO box because I'm not home, and so it's more safe than having somebody drive up to your house. Because there is some strange people out here. But that if you watch Wendy, her and Jeff did a deal on a chainsaw, a video. They actually asked Shannon to do that first, but we wouldn't give them our address. We only have the PO box, so they wouldn't do it. They wanted to send it right to our address, but so we didn't get to do it. So Wendy did it. It's a neat little chainsaw.
Yeah. Another package ready to ship off.
Another.
Des, I noticed you got over 1,000 views on your deal. On mine, I showed out it's only like at 530. You got over 1,000 views on your. That people like you more, Des. The ones that Gary did on me on Belt Loop 29, heck, he's got over 1,200 views on his when he showed my ugly mug on his shorts.
Kim Burris says, Randy, did you see Wendy's post about people on panels?
No, I didn't, Kim. And she wasn't live last night. I looked to see she wasn't live last night. No, I haven't seen that.
I'm writing down, kind of listening to the. Yes, I will repost for Randy. DJ Cartoon Universe says, pretty sure Des went back to work.
Yeah, she probably did.
And Paula says, MNT. On our hi, Paula. Yeah, I will read chat to him and
Mhm.
look up and.
Yeah, I can't see it right now. I'm in too much traffic to be looking down at my
Oh,
other
yeah,
phone.
to be looking at that. Ugly Dogler says, howdy.
Hi, Goose. When you gonna get a day off, Goose? Man, you've been working a lot of overtime.
And Nightbite's doing his job.
Goose and Mel, Ugly Dog Lures and Campers in Common are having a get together in May. A lot of people that are on YouTube are going out there to New Mexico, have a camping and fishing deal. I think Mel's got 15 tents. They're going to have like a tent city out there in New Mexico.
Okay, this is what Kim Burris said. It was a panel she was in. Said the channel owner let someone in. They didn't talk. They used a computer voice thing and was, oh, that P bombing channel. Okay, not very nice.
There's been a lot of that going on here lately. Like it was happening on Net's blog the other day, and she made me a managing mod so I can knock people down. So I think I got some mods in here right now. If something happens online.
Yeah, Paula said, I am Paula Polly with Louisiana High Ride. M&T says hand, pink, waving, glasses, purple, yellow, diamond, hand, pink, waving at Paula and Ugly Dog Lures. I don't usually.
I need to hire me a secretary to drive or read chat to me going down the road. Oh, something bad on the other side. Look, all blue lights. I don't know what kind of wreck it is.
Don R.
Somebody
says,
went over the
Randy,
guardrail.
when you go west from Rochester, MN, Minnesota to 29, will you be close? Will I be close to you and White Shoulders?
We're right outside of St. Joe, Don, north of Kansas City. We're in between 35, Interstate 35 and 29 coming out of Iowa.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking you were closer to Independence and stuff. That's where I was thinking you
No,
were.
we're north of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kim is an Independence.
When I
Kim
was
and
going,
the Lone Cowboy, he's at Kearney.
yes, I know where that is.
Yeah.
Paranormal, professional paranormal research. Hello from Fort Knox, Kentucky. So are you saying I'm doing my job good? Ugly Doggy Lure saying hi to M&T. And Don R saying TU, Rebecca. Is that thank you, Rebecca? I'm guessing.
Yep.
Not a problem.
There, I dropped the link again, guys. Somebody else wants to come up too.
Yep. Just writing this address on this folder for it's Beefer Baron that this package is going to.
Oh.
So I'm writing down his address and making sure I look over and.
You ought to have a lot of addresses as many hatches you've done.
Oh, I do, and I put them in a black loose leaf binder. And there's some addresses that I do have in my phone, which I always make sure nobody gets a hold of it.
Mm. You need to teach Des how to organize hers. She writes them down, don't put them in any order, and then she can't find us.
There was one time that I had misplaced some, and they had fallen out of this one book that I have, and I finally found them, which I was very happy. You know, had their phone numbers and
Mhm.
stuff. And there was this one other channel that I was talking to that he has a phone that is just for YouTube, and he puts a Y in front of their name, so all the people that are on YouTube come up with that Y. All he has to push is that Y, and he goes down through there to be able to find them. I thought that was
Oh,
a great idea, because what I
yeah.
did was their first name, and if they gave me their last name, and then in parentheses I would put their, you know, their channel name there also.
That's what I do. I put their name and then I put their channel name after it.
Their channel name down.
Yeah. Because so many people's got the same first name. So I always put their channel name so I can, like the other day, Eddie was on the phone with me. He's trying to call Gary, tell him I'm coming across. Well, he gets in his phone, he calls Gary, but it was a Gary that was in Lufkin, Texas. And Eddie's arguing with him. He goes, "You're not in Lufkin." He dialed the wrong Gary.
You dialed the wrong Gary.
Mhm.
What is the abbreviation for Michigan?
MI.
MI.
Yep.
Thank you. Instead of writing out all of Michigan on this thing.
Yeah.
Done. Now that's done. Got that package finished. To run to dog to school, you all. TC. Gary and the dog to school. I think it's really interesting that M&T put something down, but then on StreamYard they put the words out. What it was a.
Oh.
It's out in words instead of the.
Yeah, some people don't know what the abbreviations are on some of it anymore. It's
Yeah.
like I go into a lot of the Filipino channels and they use a lot of abbreviations like MMSO something and I'm trying to learn them. It's like good morning or something and abbreviations.
Yeah. Professional Paranormal Research says, "Hi, Kim. Thank you all for coming in. Giving some Randy some watch time."
I'm a long ways from getting hours. I think I only got like 900. I got over 1,200 people, but I'm a long ways. I need to do some videos. But it's kind of hard to do videos when I'm not home. I ain't much to show out here on the road.
Well, I'm getting to see other parts of the United States that I've never been in.
Yeah, that's why I did this. I got some Filipino friends. There's a Momshi,
Yeah.
or no, Mary Ann's. She goes on all around Sarah's, and she asked me to do this. I'm always on at Sarah's, and she asked me to show some pictures of the United States for her. She's in the Philippines, and I was in the Philippines, and I know what their country looks like, and we can talk about things over there. So I said, instead of doing pictures, I would just make a video showing different states for her. There's somebody's in the basement.
Who's coming up?
There's Kim.
Hi, Randy.
Hi,
How you
Hi,
doing?
Rebecca.
How you doing?
I was snarfing some breakfast. I thought I better finish before I came on.
No, well, you could eat in front of me because I'm hungry.
Oh, trust me. My breakfast
There's a
this
lot of
morning.
eating going on YouTube.
Yes, there
as
is.
Gary, as Eddie says, mukbanging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very definitely. I can't remember who it was yesterday said something about doing that with um when Mike and retired Rick and well when they did the thing for Scott's birthday yesterday. And
Yes.
somebody said something about something they were cooking and they said, "Oh, you need to go and eat that." And and they wanted them to tease the guys that were out there fishing. I thought, "Oh my goodness, it's just
Yeah.
mean."
I I actually called Scott and sang happy birthday on the phone to him.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, awesome. That is great.
I just
Yeah,
and
because
then
I'm sa- my wife said it sounded like an old cow singing, but I did it anyway.
It doesn't matter. It's the thought that counts.
oh my. Rebecca, do you
Yes.
just knit or do you crochet too?
I also crochet. There's my dog. He's like, you're not paying attention to me.
Yeah.
He's like, are you gonna take me out?
You make
I'm working on
and
a
stuff.
That's neat.
working on. I haven't continued this one because I was working on some hats because some of the people that won on I'll Chase Live,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to find out if they wanted a hat.
Oh, cool.
And so I'm also packaging a hat in with the things that they won. And one of the people that was the channel's name Beefer Baron,
Mm-hmm.
he sent me a really touching email because I said I needed his address. You know, I emailed him back and said I need your address. It wasn't on your
Mm-hmm.
about, so I could send you your pot holder and dishcloth that I made.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna cry a little bit, but I'm gonna read this to you guys. That it just it really touched me. It says, sure, here it is. I can't wait. Thank you so much. I feel like I won. My passed away grandmother had something to do with it. She always made me one for Christmas, and she's been gone about 10 years now. And the last of the hats are gone. So it's like she got me a handmade hat along another way from you. So thank you so much, and God bless your family. You know, it just kind of like, wow, I need to
That is
print that one
nice.
off.
That
I
was really
Yeah, that
I
is
need to,
nice.
nice.
I need to print that off and put it somewhere special. You know, it makes me cry. You know, it's like in
Have
a
that and
roundabout
laminate
way.
it and keep it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, yes, I am tearing
It
up, and my
just
dogs are like,
Yeah, they
"Oh, are
took the
you
time to
okay?"
actually write something.
You know,
Hmm.
boys, relax, relax. I'll take you out in a bit.
I
But yeah,
know
it touches your soul. It really does.
very definitely.
All right, Goose. Talk to you later.
Yeah. Have a great day, Goose.
Well, I know I guess it's been about well, 35 years ago. I got started quilting
Oh,
and
I also quilt.
I love it. I found out it's highly addictive
Oh yes.
and but it's an addiction that not only does me some good, but it can do other people some good as well. I've made my girls both quilts. I have made all of my grandchildren, except for the newest one, quilts. Um, in fact, the two oldest boys not only have their baby quilts, they now have their big quilts that will fit on their big beds. And both of my girls have got more than one quilt. And I just, there used to be a lady that lived here in this same complex, and she was slowly losing her eyesight. And she said, "Do you want some of this fabric? Because I can't see to work with it." And I said, "Okay." Well, I had gone to town one morning, didn't think anything about it, and I came home, and there is like a 10-foot distance from the last step on the stairwell to my front door, or to the door to my apartment. From that step to 6 feet beyond my door, stacked 3 feet high in 2 layers, was fabric.
Holy.
It took me 2.5
Dang.
hours to get it all in the apartment. I was worn out. I just stacked it all in here in my living room, and I thought, okay, Lord, I need to keep my mouth shut from now on. Well, the next day I got up and started through it, and she had bought a whole bunch of flat sheets that she and her husband both, they each had a twin bed. And he had a lot of serious health issues. And why she had bought queen and king size flat sheets, I will never know. But I wound up with 16 of them. And so they are what I'm using for quilt backing, because they're not cheap sheets. These are anywhere from 400 to 600 thread count. And so they're really good quality. And I now have a bunch of the fabric. Of course, it's all been gone through. And I've already shared some with a quilt friend of mine in Arizona and one in another state. And I'm getting ready to go through a bunch of it again, because I have got so much fabric. There is no way that I'm going to get it used before it either starts to get questionable as far as strength is concerned, or I'm going to have to live till I'm 900 years old to get this all done. And I don't think God's going to let me live that long. And
I might have a place you can get rid of some of it.
Really?
I have 3 aunts that live north of you that do quilts. My one aunt, she has actually the machine in her house, does the sewing and the backing and everything. And the other 2, my mom did it too. My mom passed years ago, but they all 4 was doing quilts. But they're always doing quilts. They go down to Stover, Missouri, and buy the backing and different things down at Stover. But
oh my goodness!
They're not that far from you. They're up at Maysville.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
I'm gonna go over and get something that my sister and I had taken some quilts up to the Amish where we live close to Moberly. And
have you seen Kim where they do the quilts on the barns?
Yes.
Oh yes. And in fact, Rebecca, I used to live about 26 miles north of Moberly.
Wow.
I lived 5 miles west of Macon, Missouri. The little bitty spot of a town called Bevier.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. That's where I live.
Wendy is at Willoway Ranch. She lives in that area.
Really?
She lives
Wendy lives right there.
She lives between Macon and Moberly.
Oh my goodness.
Right off the highway. Yeah.
I live right off of 63 also.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I go up to the Amish community.
Yeah, Rebecca's right there. And where I-70 and 63 meet.
Yep.
At Columbia.
In Columbia, yes.
Oh my stars. My youngest daughter lives in Columbia. She's got 4 kids, and she's the one with the newest grandchild. And he's just
well, Rebecca's not doing that, and I get you a babysitter.
I'll tell you what, I've only met him once, because when he was born, I had just gotten out of the hospital from having surgery. And my daughter said, "No way, Mom, you're not doing this." Well, then at Thanksgiving, she said, "You're still too fresh from that. We're not coming down." At Christmas, they were supposed to be here. And when I didn't get an answer, I called her, and oh my word, she sounded horrible. And I could hear the kids coughing and carrying on in the background. And I said, "What on earth is going on?" She said, "Mom, we all have influenza." I said, "Oh, good Lord." She said, "Yeah, the baby is the only one that isn't sick." So she said, "We're staying home." I said, "Thank you very much." Then New Year's, I got sick. So I didn't get to meet my newest grandson until January the 28th. And of course, I have a rocking chair. So when I was holding him, we were rocking and I was singing to him. On Sunday night, when she got him home, he was fussy and wanting to go to sleep for the night. And I got a phone call about 11 o'clock that night. And she says, "You broke the baby." I said, "I did?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Oh, good. What did I do?" She said, "He wouldn't go to sleep until I started rocking back and forth on the sofa tonight." And I started laughing. She says, "Mom, it's not funny." I said, "Yeah, it kind of is." I said, "You do realize, don't you, that you have your dad's old rocking chair?" She said, "Yeah, it's in a storage container." I said, "I think you probably need to go get it."
Go get
She
it.
said, "Yeah, well, you broke the baby." I'm like, "Yes,
That's what's good
I
about
did
having
good."
grandkids. You can spoil them and send them home.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yep.
I just,
But you see what I'm working on? A pot holder.
ooh. Oh, how pretty. What stitch are you doing that in?
Thermal.
Mm, that's neat.
You know, it makes it a lot thicker. And
Yeah.
there was a channel because Wendy wanted me to make some pot holders for her giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
And I started crocheting them just as a single stitch two together, but they weren't as thick as this. They weren't as thick as this.
Mm-hmm.
So I had subscribed to a channel of Sweet Pea Sid's Inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
and she was doing a thermal stitch. So that's how I learned.
I guess I'll have to watch that and learn how to do that. The pot holders I do are just single crochet, and I make them real long so that then I can fold them over in half and then stitch the edges together. And that makes some nice heavy pot holders.
Let me see if I can show you. You know, you've got the front stitch and the back stitch.
Uh-huh.
What you're doing is you're going into the back stitch,
Mm-hmm.
into the front stitch on the other side.
Ah.
Then you single crochet that all the way down. The first stitch you do the regular so that it makes this kind of this ribbed stitch across there. And then you just go into the back and you just keep doing that. And that's how you make the thermal stitch.
Oh, cool. I'll have to try that. I know there's one of the channels that, well, shoot, I can't think of the name of it now. It's something about crocheting, and she does all of these really neat stitches, and she uses small crochet hooks. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know whether I can do that or not. And I'm not one.
Kim, can you see the chat?
No, I can't. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I
My
can.
son,
Trumpet Master
pull it
77 is in here.
Oh, if I go to chat, it takes everything off, but I can't see it.
yeah, my son's asking, do you know Star Quilt? Have you heard of the Star Quilt?
She dropped down. I guess she hit the wrong button. I have a embroidered. If you ever look up on my the banner, I sent an email to Eddie, you know, Devil Dog, and him and DJ set up my banner on a TV. You can see them all. And I did this, it's embroidery, 3 panels that were embroidered with the Lone Star pattern on them of a cross stitch. That's the quilt that I quilted back in 2006. That was the last one that I did. And then I do these little hanging type things that have the Last Supper, one with the a Bible verse, and one that I'm doing right now is a small one that's of birds and stuff like that. Peaceful Des is back.
I actually can crochet. I haven't done it in a long time.
I've never heard of the Missouri Star Quilt, but I'm going to look that up.
There's a up there where my son lives, there actually is a quilting company right there in the town where he lives at. I don't know if that's what he's talking about or not.
Excuse me. I've been to Missouri Star and loved it. Oh. Sorry about the sneezing. Yeah, hunting and stuff. I've got to look up that quilt. But yeah, I've got a like I was saying, my sister did this embroidery of panels that are of the flowers of January through December.
Yes, Kim, he does. He lives right there, just in Hamilton. His wife does nails and stuff right there. They live right there. Oh, I think Kim's one back up. No, it's Des.
It's Des.
It's Des.
Hi, Des. You're muted.
It's nice. We can't hear her.
I want to hear her.
Man, that's the best Des we've ever had.
I don't think so. Say something. No. Nope. Okay. We will hold on. I informed her that I can read lips.
Kim, they actually got more factories they've added on to it. I don't know how many buildings they got now, and they're building more for that place.
I hope she can get her mic working.
We don't.
Yeah,
I can't
she said she
read
was
sign
up there.
language.
She said she was up there in 2016 and spit so much money.
Yeah. Yeah, last time I went over there, over there by where you used to have the race car and do stuff, they added on to that building and stuff. It's getting big.
I bet they have. I went to go again. Gotta have money though. Yeah. Yes. No sound. Be right
I
back.
don't know what to do, Des.
She said she's going to be right back.
All right.
Yeah. Like I said, my sister Marilyn, when she had no cleft palate when she was born, and I learned to read lips.
Well, I can't really see the phone. It's up there on the dash anyway, so.
She's gonna, I guess she's gonna drop back down and figure out what the problem is, why she doesn't have volume.
And Eddie ain't here to tell me what to do. I'm just learning how to do this stuff.
I think it's on her end.
I know mine was making a little bit of waving noise a little bit ago, but there, she's back.
She's back. Okay. I hope she has volume now.
And Kim.
No.
Okay.
There.
Still no sound.
Still no sound on Des. Maybe she got laryngitis.
I don't think so. There's just something going on.
Oh my. Oh, poor Des.
But I do want to, I'm going to go get something. I'm going to mute the mic and go over there. And
Okay.
I'm just going to leave.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after my mom died, I was up there at Missouri Star, and a lady that used to be a neighbor of mine, I had called her and I said, "Do you want to go?" And she said, "Yes." And her husband, he's kind of a cheapskate, and he would only give her $40. Well, by the time that she got done picking out some of the stuff that she wanted, the money was gone, and she wound up having to put some of it back. She said, David's not going to believe this. And I said, why? And she said that I spent the entire amount and didn't get very much to show for it. And I said, well, don't worry about it. I said, he's going to have to understand that if he wants you to do this, you have to have the equipment to work with, and it's not cheap.
Yep.
And I got to figuring up, and with all of the rulers and templates that I have, those things alone, I've probably wrapped up $2,000 in it.
Oh.
And it's not cheap. And some of the rulers and the templates from Missouri Star, they've got one template that is $30. And yeah, I have it. And I've used it. And I even bought one for a friend of mine in Arizona that is a quilter. And she has used it and made quilts. Rebecca, if you like to watch quilting videos, I highly recommend Tiffany's Quilting Life. She's 41, I think. She has MS. She's got a lot of health issues, but she does most of her own designs, and she makes a lot with scraps. She has a lot of followers that will send her humongous boxes with nothing but scraps. Tip sits down and she makes her own pre-cuts out of them. And then she got me doing the same thing. And oh, Lord, I'm almost embarrassed to admit how much I've got. My youngest daughter has informed me that I am only 3 yards away from my own episode of Hoarders. And I told her, I said, I am not a hoarder. I am rescuing fabric from dust and destruction, so be quiet. I said, besides that, you're getting some of the quilts that testify to this, so don't complain. And she's like, okay.
Don't complain. Because I'm about to show you something. My sister has passed. She isn't here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I went over to the back to the Amish where my sister and I had taken these. She was going to have her end up quilting these. She does embroidering.
Oh, yeah.
And then she put the pink border on it. Well, like I said, my sister passed away, and this was up there, and I went and got my grandmother's 9 blocks. In fact, she did not finish them, these 9 blocks. And I don't have the fabric that she was going to put with these 9 block ones. I'm now going to take the other one apart. There's one that's more close to being done that I'm going to add onto that and quilt that one. I'm also going to quilt this one for my niece.
Now, will you do machine quilting?
No, I'm doing hand.
Doing hand? I do both. Now, I do not have a long arm quilter. I've just got my domestic sewing machine, but I am slowly but surely learning the process of what they call free motion quilting, and I love it. I like the entire process of the quilting, and there's part of me in every one of the quilts that I've done, and I've got quilts all over the United States because I've made them for friends and sent them to them. And one of my friends said, oh, I'm going to hang this on my quilt rack on the wall. And I said, you don't intend to use it? And she said, it's too pretty. She said, I'm afraid something would happen to it. And I said, honey, the way that thing is constructed, it's not going to fall apart. I intended for you to use the silly thing. That was 12 years ago. And she called me the other day and she said, that quilt you made? And I said, yeah. And she said, it's not showing anywhere at all. And she said, I can't begin to tell you how many times it's been washed and dried. I said, well, good. She said, I'm really glad you told me to go ahead and use it.
The thing is that I went up to the Amish community and bought this quilt backing.
Hmm.
I am hearing something.
We're going into the scales. I got
Oh,
pre-pass that little beep, and
okay. I
I
heard
got
that. Beep, 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 beep. I'm like, what the heck?
yeah. It's
I have
usually I get
very
a
good.
green light and I can go on by, but they give me a red light, so I got to go through the scale.
Oh, darn.
Hi, Raquel. Cottonwood Ranch is in here.
Hi, Raquel.
So
Yeah, I'm
good.
Hi,
trying to help
Raquel.
Raquel. Raquel's looking for a rich man. I'm trying to find her one. Help pay for
Good
her
luck,
horses.
Randy.
I feel that this has been laundered. I have not laundered this. Should I go ahead and put this through my wash machine? It's a front loader. And wash
I
this
would.
back in. I would.
I
Okay.
would.
Okay. I will do that. I will do that then. And that's what
Because,
I kept thinking that I probably need to, because this definitely has been,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I would definitely. Of course, I'm one of those that I launder all of the quilt fabric because I've got skin allergies. And if I go to working with fabric that has not been laundered, it's not good. So it's easier for me just to launder it. When I buy fabric for quilts, I always buy more than what I know I will need because I want to make sure and adjust for shrinkage. Because once it's in the water and you throw it in a clothes dryer and dry it, it's going to shrink. I know some of the professional quilters will say, oh, but if you starch it and then steam iron it, that's all the shrinkage that's going to happen to it. That's not always true.
No.
And anything that is 100% cotton, you can count on shrinkage. I don't care what it is. It's going to shrink, even if it's washed in cold water and you hang it out on a clothesline somewhere, it's going to shrink. And so I just always launder it. That eliminates the questions. And not only that, but laundering will, especially with reds, blacks, and dark blues, takes care of any fading. And I don't have to worry about it then. It just,
Guys is saying something's wrong with their microphone.
oh, darn.
Darn it. That's sad. But yeah, I'm gonna, and I made sure that I got enough of this to cover for this. They measured it and made it longer, and but yeah, I am gonna definitely wash this. And I've got 2 quilting frames. The
For
one
everybody
that
listening, I'll bet you didn't know you're going to have a quilting show going on mine today.
No, they did not.
You never know what you're going to get here.
Well, I just finished a quilt top for my aunt. She said it to me. She said, your grandmother started this in 1945. And she said, I picked up the box because she collects the old vintage stationery boxes. And she said, I didn't even know what was in it until recently. And she said, there's a quilt top in it that your grandmother started. I said, okay. And she said, would you finish it? I said, sure. So she sent me all the stuff and I finished it. I was even able to match my grandmother's seams. And when I showed her the back of the quilt, she said, I can't tell which side you did and which side mom did. I said, good, that's the whole point. And so I've got to get that quilted eventually. And I have 2 quilt tops that are in a basket in my room that my grandmother made for the first one she made for my mom and dad in 1950 as a wedding gift. The second one she made in 1952. And with the instructions that mom was to return them to her so she could get them quilted. And mom didn't get them back to her. Well, mom's gone now. And so I have the quilt tops to finish. And I'll give one of them when they're done. I'll give one to each one of my daughters. That's part of our family history. And
Yes,
you
I don't
know,
know what you're talking about. She says I'm in, but she's asking about something about how was Iron Person compared to online. I don't know what she's talking about.
I don't know. I know when I tried to get where I could see the chat, it knocked
Uh-huh.
me out of this. So
Right.
I can't see the chat.
Yeah, sometimes you can read chat and it'll put your
I would
avatar up
think
somehow, but
I'm
I don't know
thinking
how to
what
do it.
I know there was one time that I had no volume on my phone, and I literally had to turn it off completely. And then it came.
Raquel,
the
I already
volume
met
came back.
Des. I met Des yesterday. She put her sticker on the truck yesterday.
I don't know why I'm not finding what I'm looking for. I went over to the senior center, and there were some people that had put some plastic patterns that you can draw out
Mhm.
for the corners, and I'm going to talk to my niece to see if she likes what I picked out to put in the corners on these big sections here. And then I've got
Oh,
this one
that's
that's,
neat.
and kind of do it that way, where
Yeah.
it would sit here in this corner, and it was like had a certain pattern that it would do, and
Mhm.
so that's what my idea. But I've got to.
Oh, how was she in person compared to? They're asking how she was in person. Des is a really nice lady. She's not completely a snowflake like I thought, but she's close to one. But Des is really sweet, though.
That's awesome.
I think what my sister was going to do with this is where her children, what months they were born in, and the grandchildren,
Mhm.
and probably writing on this to putting their names where they when they were born on
Mhm.
this quilt.
A family record.
A family record, yes.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun being able to do this for her, and maybe I'll teach her how to hand quilt.
There you go.
You know,
My 8-year-old grandson was watching me with my sewing machine one day, and at the time he was only not quite 7, and he says, "Grandma, could I try that?" I said, "Well, sure." I said, "You pick out the pieces you want sewn together to do what you want, and we'll go from there." So he picked out the scraps, and I showed him what to do, and I operated the foot pedal, but he took care of the rest of it. He was sitting on my lap, and he made his first quilt block, and then we trimmed it out so that it looked like a house. And then we sewed it onto another square of fabric. And he told me here not very long ago, he says, "Grandma, I really need to come back to your house and make some more blocks for my house quilt, because I figure with the size of them that I need to make 100. So that means I have to make 99 more, and then it will be a nice big quilt and I can roll up in it like a burrito." I said, "Oh, okay, Kasten." He says, "Do you have enough scraps to do that?" I said, "Yes, dear. Yes. They multiply like the loaves and fishes." And so, but when he comes back, we'll sit down at my big sewing machine again and he can play all he wants. But the granddaughters are a little different story. Those two could dismantle an anvil with a Q-tip. They're not careful with things, to say the least. But they're both pretty good kids. I got to hand it to them. And the oldest one shows an interest in cooking. The grandson loves to cook. And his first words when he comes through the door is, "Hi, Grandma Kim. What are we cooking?" I'll say, "Kasten, I don't know. Can we make biscuits?" "Sure, Kasten. Well, come on, let's go." So we head to the kitchen because he loves making biscuits. We always have biscuits
Raquel,
and toastings here.
yeah. Raquel was
I got to
asking.
go back to chat. We didn't go to lunch. Des brought her wheelchair, and we sit there by my truck and talk for about 2 hours with her daughter. And I put her daughter on screen so you guys see her daughter too on my short. But we just sit there and had a good time talking to each other, learning more about each other and stuff. We didn't go out to eat or nothing, but next time I didn't have the whole lot of time, so I'd seen Gary the day before, and I've had to get this trailer down here to Florida, so I didn't have much time to stay, and I still had quite a ways to go last night. But we had a good time, I think. Anyway, I enjoyed my time, and I plan on going back.
That is really neat.
That is so great.
Glad that you're getting to meet all these people.
You know, you see everybody on YouTube, but you don't really get their personalities completely. Like I aggravate everybody, you know, give them heck and stuff, and
Especially
you know,
Joy.
and you don't some people, and
Yeah.
you know, but so you know when you get to meet them in person and you sit down and talk to them for a little bit, you get to know a little bit more about them. You know, they open
Mhm.
up. You know, you ask each other questions, and you know, you get a little bit more friendship with it that way. You
Yeah.
know, with all of them I've met, you know,
Yeah.
and it ain't just a face, you know, you're looking at on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed when
Yeah,
you
I
were
mean,
down there at Scott and Joy's. That
yeah,
was a hoot.
they had a blast down there. Hey, Scott keeps telling me, yeah, you can bring your truck and trailer and park in my drive. I'd have to do a video going there. There, I live in a dead end street. I
Uh-huh.
almost got stuck where I couldn't get out. I went in the
Oh,
daylight.
no.
I went up and backed out the street. It's about 2 blocks long. I backed back out and backed back in while it was daylight. And Scott said, "Well, there's a truck driver." Yeah, he bobtails home. He don't bring a trailer home, and
Yeah.
his driveway don't line up with his, so you can't just
Hmm.
pull in and back straight up. But oh yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it. Ready? You know, I drive down thinking, yeah, I can get down there, and there's low trees because there ain't been no trailers down through there. So I was trimming
Yeah.
people's trees, and everybody's looking out their door. And I parked on the street, and then the sheriff showed up. I thought, yeah, somebody called in on me, and they called in on because they have their septic system. They get water from it to water their grass
Hmm.
somehow, and they was
Hmm.
watering the grass, and then somebody turned them in because they thought they was using their regular water to water their grass.
Oh,
And but
good
yeah,
night.
yeah, we had a great time. And then I actually pulled out, and just a couple blocks away, there's a convenience store, and I parked there and went to bed that night.
Yeah.
I got to stay there with them for about 6 7 hours. You know, I actually had time to stay with them. So
Yeah. That's
like
neat.
when I
Have you
seen
met
Eddie, and I stayed with Eddie for about 6 or 7 hours. We went to Denny's, but
hmm Have
but
you met
yeah,
Mike?
I enjoy it. Mike's
Have you
fishing.
met yeah, from Mike's Fishing Home?
Yep. Mike, I met. He was about 3 months ago. I come through. He was going to work one morning and met me at a truck stop. We slapped his sticker on. He got in the truck, sat for about 20 minutes and talked, and he had to leave. But I'm gonna go back up through there where we have more time. But yeah,
Oh, that's
I met
neat.
Mike. He got the sticker, but
Yeah. Raquel asked Randy, when you coming over to the border so I can sticker your truck?
I got him. I want to start switching, going up a little bit more because I want to meet LB, Woman Outdoors. She's in Pennsylvania, up by Erie, and I want to get out to some of the other areas too. But now the weather's getting better because I don't like going up in the snow. I get cold easy and stuff. So now that it's getting warmer, I'm gonna try to get some loads up north. But if
That's
I go see
neat.
Raquel, she'll correct me. She's always correcting my spelling and everything. She's a teacher.
Uh-oh.
She's always scolding me.
Have you met Ricky with Whisker Dreams?
Nope, I haven't met him yet.
Um, let's see here. What about Tim Redenbaugh? Catfish Dog?
Nope.
These
Oh,
channels I have never heard of.
I'm gonna
oh
do
my
a video.
goodness.
I'm gonna wash the truck, and I'm gonna do a video. It ain't gonna be a live. I'm gonna do a video showing all the stickers and all the people. Say something about each one of them, so
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows who I've seen already.
Yeah.
I think I got about 15 of them on there now.
Oh my goodness. That's
I've got
awesome.
Hog Deer 79, which Cody's not doing YouTube no more. Multi Hunter 247, Nick and Jamie, they just got they ain't got a sticker on yet. They just ordered stickers from Jamie, and I met them and their kids. I love their kids. They love me. They've got my truck. I give them a ride around the parking lot and
Oh,
stuff. And the kids got to honk the horn and stuff.
fun.
Let's see, Chillin, Indiana. Carl, he's a fisherman side.
Mhm.
I need to get out there to Pennsylvania. Also see Off the Hook Ted and his kids. I haven't seen him yet, but Charlie Goose, whatever you want to call him, from Ugly Dog Lures and Mel. I spent 2 days with them.
Oh, wow.
I was out in New Mexico and I got to spend 2 days with them. See, Sunfish King. I got to meet him one night for about an hour. And Daniel's Creations, another fisherman. He's in Oklahoma. And then Air Run and Teresa are in Oklahoma City. Then Belt Loop 29 and Dez. I think that's it. I do have Al Chafin and Scott from Ramming with the Brahms on the truck because I'll never get up to where they're at. So I did put their sticker on the truck.
I don't have stickers. I know Whisker Dreams asked me that one night on Mike's. I said, I'm not a content creator. But I watch a lot of them.
Yeah, you're everywhere. You support.
I don't think I want to be a creator.
You ought to show some of your quilts and stuff.
That just with some of the cost that's involved, because all that I have
do everything
is
with
my
your
telephone.
All I have is phones.
You know what? The problem with my telephone is that it will only do literally a 4-second video. That's it.
Oh.
And AT&T can't figure out why. They said, well, when did it start this? And I said, with the update that you did in February.
Oh.
And they can't lengthen the videos. I used to be able to do like a 30 to 45 second video. I can't do it now. 4 seconds is it. And one of the guys looked at me and he said, well, what are you wanting to video? I said, my grandkids. And I said, sometimes they do things I'd really like to capture on a video so I can share it with my friends. And he just looked at me so funny. And I said, oh, trust me, my grandkids are the only thing that I'm interested in videoing. I said that and the little black squirrel that likes to hang out at my living room window. And he said, oh. I said,
it shouldn't matter anyway.
Yeah. Who cares what
it's
people video? And I said, can you fix it? And the guy that actually sold me the phone to begin with looked at me and he said, I don't think so. And I said,
give you a new one.
I said, so what are you going to do about it? And he said, well, as soon as you can, I'd highly suggest an upgrade. And I said, this one isn't even paid off yet. And he said, but if you pay the upgrade, he said, you use that one as a trade-in. I'm like, okay. So
I ended up not going with the contract with AT&T. I went and got a GoPhone, which I paid $65 unlimited in talk, text, and data. And I went and got the they don't make the LGs anymore, but I have an LG Phoenix 5. I do know that I did have problems because of the having too much memory in, so I delete things so that there's more, so I can do the videos, because I did almost a minute video, which I held it the wrong way for a short, of my dog Denver. He was eating laying down, and he's been doing that a lot more.
He's tired, Mom.
Being my lazy boy. Yes. Yeah, he's tired. Yeah, that's what he does. And
my old German Shepherd used to do that. She was quite literally our first baby. And let me tell you, when I brought my daughter home from the hospital, my dog wouldn't have nothing to do with me for 2 days. And finally my dad went out and got her. And she and Grandpa was pretty good buddies. And he made her sit in the room where I was talking to her. And I wound up having to explain to this 90-pound female German Shepherd that this was her baby too, and she had to help take care of it. Well, then when Becky started making some noise and moving, the dog was right there to see what was going on. And she wound up being a tremendous protector to both of my girls. And she knew their boundaries as well as they did. And if they started
Yeah,
to
she was
cross
just
it,
jealous at first.
yeah, it was a jealousy thing. And she was kind of upset with my dad for a little
Yeah.
while for making her stay in that room, but she got over it. And I mean, Grandpa always had treats. So she was very forgiving when he gave her a beef roll. But she was amazing. And I cried when she disappeared. But I know she went off to die on her own. And I never did look for her. I didn't want to see what I was afraid I was going to find. But she was awesome. But she, even from a puppy at just 12, 13 weeks old, she would be lazy. She'd lay down to eat or get a drink of water. And she'd get tired of standing up and she'd just plop down. And of course, then by the time that she was quite a bit older, she was 17. And she was getting arthritis pretty bad. And the vet had already told me, he said, you really need to put her down. I said, I know. He said, shall we make an appointment? And I said, yeah. And we set the appointment up. And when my husband got home for dinner one night, he said, I think Cody's gone. I said, as in? He said, gone. I said, okay. And I called the vet back and told him, and he said, all right, no problem. So, and I had others after that, but they weren't as awesome as what she was. I fostered a couple of pit bulls for a while. They were a riot. And the oldest one, his name was Hugo. And I had 2 grandsons at that time. And the youngest one, there was a lot of words that he just couldn't say clearly. And he could not say the Hugo, so he called him Hubus. And when they were down and I had Hugo there, he and Brendan were best buds. Brendan had trouble walking, and if he was
You mean
down
you
on the
had
ground.
pit bulls around kids?
Yeah, the 2 I did. Oh, trust me, there are a lot of them who
A lot of
don't
people just
live
say the
up
name,
to
they
the
won't
height.
have them around.
Oh, the
Yeah.
2 that I fostered.
Like we've had Rottweilers and
whenever I see someone say pit bull, I say American Staffordshire Terrier. That is,
Yeah,
because that's what they are. They're
Yeah.
Amstaff.
yeah. And the 2 that I had were so sweet-natured. And Hugo did not bark. He was very alert. And I would not have suggested that anybody try to get close to me. I had him after my husband passed because my late husband was terrified of those dogs. And, but he was not a real large dog lover. A small dog, yeah. But now if it was a hunting dog, you bet. And we have had English setters. He had a coonhound for a while, and that he wound up giving to a cousin of his because his cousin had more than one. And my husband just told him, he said, I don't want just one. And he said, I can't afford more than this one. And he gave his cousin all the papers and everything. And he turned out to be a magnificent hunter. But we had a German short hair pointer one time. And I swear to goodness, that had to be the dumbest dog. And of course, when he was trying to train her on some things, she would just sit and look at him with this really vacant look in her eyes. And he said, I can't do this. He said, she's got to have another home. And
Wherever we're at, I'm almost at Fort Pierce. I'm gonna stop and wash the truck and get something to eat and take a shower and hang out.
what you gonna have to eat, Randy?
I don't know, probably something off the deli deal. They got inside the truck stops. I don't usually go in and sit down and eat. I just grab whatever they got cooked. Sometimes they got pot roast, meatloaf.
Mm.
Like I'm gonna be at a Flying J. I like going to Petro's. They'll have more variety, but
Mm-hmm.
they have always chicken. But I don't eat much chicken.
Yeah. My
But
son-in-law eats at a lot of those. But Nathan has to watch his diet. Um, he's insulin dependent, and he's got a lot of guidelines that he has to follow. And because his glucose readings, those are sent directly to the trucking company that he works for, and he can't take any chances, because if he screws up, he'll lose his license.
yeah, I'm
And
borderline, and they just give me the machine to
mhm,
test mine. And
mhm.
I've been watching. I've been trying to cut down on my Mountain Dew and energy drinks and sweets. And I've been doing. It was at 2:30 the first week. I've been
Mhm.
checking it on Monday, so I've been checking it today. And last week it dropped to 190. I don't know what it means, but it dropped from 230 to
That
190 in a week.
that's a good thing. But definitely get away from those sodas and energy drinks. Um, when my husband was alive, he was seeing a doctor down at the VA center in Columbia, Missouri. And his doctor told him, he said, because Dave absolutely loved Pepsis. And Dr. Phillips just told him, he said, "Do you realize how much sugar there is in that Pepsi?" Dave said, "Well, no." And Dr. Phillips said, "There is the equivalent of 1/4 cup of K-Rose syrup in a 12-ounce can of Pepsi. Would you sit down and drink that syrup?" And Dave was like, "No." The doctor said, "Then leave the Pepsi alone." And Dave laid off of it. And Doc told him, he said, "But don't drink that diet crap either." And Dave said, "I don't intend to." And Doc told him, he
I
said, "Because
can't.
the stuff that's in the diet crap," he said, "will make you crave the sugar even worse."
It
And he
tastes
said,
nasty to me.
"Oh, it does. It's got a bitter taste. And
Yep.
I can't do it because it causes migraine headaches. And I'm not willing to put myself through that. I get those on my own anyway. I don't need help." And once he started leaving the sodas alone, and he could not eat a meal without bread. That just,
Yeah,
it
that's the way
wasn't
I
going to
am.
happen.
I have bread
And
all the time.
my parents had given me a bread machine, and I baked homemade bread every day for a long time, because between him and my two girls, they could go through that entire loaf in a day's time. And I started making some changes in the way that I made it, and we saw his blood sugars go even lower. Um, he was one, though, that they couldn't put him on insulin because it dropped his sugars too low, even on the smallest amount that they felt they could give him. And it
Oh,
just dropped him way too low. And they said, "Nope, you're going to have to do this with diet." So I started changing a bunch of things. And I worked with these doctors, and he was doing really, really well. Um, his fasting blood sugars tended to be around the 200 mark. Sometimes they would be higher, but then I would check him through the day, because they had him on a regimen of checking 3 times a day. And I made him stick to it. And we saw tremendous reductions in his blood sugar. The only damage that we noticed was that he had peripheral neuropathy, and it was in his legs and feet. And he lost a lot of the feeling in his feet and lower legs. And I just noticed when he'd be walking, he was looking down at the ground. And I said, "Make sure you don't run into anything." And he said, "If I don't watch where I'm setting my feet, I can't tell where I'm going," because he
oh.
couldn't feel them. And so, Randy, you take care of that.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
been trying really hard. It's really hard to eat out here on the road and do things.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, people don't understand that. We can't just cook a meal the way. And then I have problems with my intestines. My lower intestines and upper intestines argue with each other, so I can't have like
Hmm.
green stuff. I can't have broccoli and cauliflower no more and
Oh,
stuff. So
no.
it's really hard for me to eat things.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I have to like I'm getting ready to stop now. I usually stop about this time during the day because my legs
Hmm.
get swelled up and they get to hurting and aching, so I have to stop early
Yeah.
after sitting here all day.
Do you take
Let's see, I
anything
think
for
it's the
that?
next second.
Or have they even
They
tried to
give
give you
me
anything for that?
they give me a pill. I don't know the name right now and I can't reach it, but my wife read it, said it was for kidneys. It makes me
Hmm.
pee a lot. It's
Yep.
flushing my kidneys out, but
Yep.
they've never said I had anything wrong with my kidneys. But it's sure, I mean, used to I could drive all day long. When I stopped now, I had to go really bad. But now
Hmm.
I drive about 200 mile and I got to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's flushing me out.
Yeah. And it works. I know that was one of the first things that they tried with Dave was a fluid pill, and it worked. And
Yeah, I've been
so,
on it for, well, I almost a month now. I've been on it. I put in last night for refills. I'm trying to work my way back home to get my
hmm,
prescriptions and stuff. I
hmm,
redid it last night. So I've
hmm,
been on it a month.
yeah, I'll hang in there.
But it's
But
just
just,
difficult some days, and finding something to
hmm,
drink and I don't like just water. I gotta have something really, really cold and
yeah.
stuff. So
Can you tolerate lemon?
Hi, Rita
yep, I
Ruth.
like lemon juice or lemonade.
Um,
I love lemonade.
Start
Hi
putting some
Rita.
lemon juice in that water. That way, you're
I
getting the hydration that you need, and the lemon helps clean your system,
oh
and it's
okay.
really good for you.
Rita
Rita, you
Ruth
missed
said
it. We was talking the last hour about quilts.
yes.
You'll have to watch the replay.
Hi, Rita.
Hi, Rita. Great to see you.
Rita's another quilt lady. She's getting
Yes,
ready
she
to give a quilt
is.
away.
Mm-hmm.
Her her mom's birthday.
Yeah. Oh, and that's a beautiful quilt too.
Yeah, it is.
And I noticed the aprons that she's been making and doing the embroidery pocket on it. Those are really neat. I
Yep.
like the one that I love the one that she just did that said just a little moody with the cow on it. I love that.
Yep.
I used to do a lot of embroidering, but I kind of given that up, and I need to get back into it because my mom used to take pillowcases and embroidery something on them.
I do hand embroidery. I've got an embroidery. My sewing machine is a sewing and embroidery machine. I hate to admit it, but the only time that the embroidery function has been used is when I was doing the classes on it. I just I get busy using it for other things, and
Yeah,
I don't.
mine is hand embroidery.
Yeah, I'd rather sit and do it by hand. Keeps
Holy
my hands
cow.
busy.
Diesel on this side of the state, it's only like 430 something over, whereas that's morning on this side of the state on the East Coast, it's almost $5, almost a dollar
Wow.
more on this side.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Wow.
They're not close to any refineries,
No,
and the other side of the state is.
well, it's like when I was at Dez's yesterday, it was 417. Then when I got over there by Wildwood, it was under $4. And I
Mm-hmm.
filled up there this morning, and now here it's 498.
Wow.
And same in the same state. You think it'd be a little bit closer?
Here in Kansas City, when I was out with a friend of mine a week ago today, it was, I want to say $3.48, and
Yeah.
diesel doesn't climb as fast as gasoline does, and gas is bouncing back and forth between anywhere from 221 on the or 219 on the low side to 3.25 on the high side. Just depends on where you are in the city.
Yep.
And here in Independence, it's staying on about a medium. So,
The last time I got gas, it was 309 here.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh God, guys, you in that big a hurry? The light is red, and I'm coming easy up the light, and I had two cars go ahead and just cut me off. Get to
Yeah.
the light.
Oh, they're in a hurry to get where they're going. They
Yeah.
hurry much faster. They're going to get to heaven quicker.
Mhm.
Yes, they will.
Ooh, there's a small gas
There's
station.
one
Can
thing
get
I
in
wanted
it?
to let Randy know is when I'm pulling in front of a truck, I want to see from fender to fender
Yes,
before I
ma'am.
pull in front of them.
Yep.
Always.
Leave room. It doesn't hurt to leave a little room.
Yeah. So if I ever pass you and I'm getting in front of you, just remember I'm going to be able to see that shoulder of that road to move over.
Hmm.
I always have because I don't want to be close to them.
There's
My
a
dad was a truck driver for years, and my adopted brother had his own rig. And they both drilled that into me that, yeah, that trucker might be moving fast on a highway, but you got to stop and remember how much weight there is to that and how long it's going to take for him to slow down. You watch yourself. And I'll give him a wide berth.
they don't teach that in driver's ed or nothing like that about
Mm-mm,
trucks. It's
mm-mm.
all about cars, but they don't show anybody, how a truck maneuvers or turns
Yeah,
wide or nothing. It's not on any of the tests
yeah.
or nothing.
Well, even
We're going to be here a while.
I'm looking to see if there's going to be a truck turning onto the road that I'm on, that I'm in the turn lane. And I will stay
Yeah.
back. And everybody's honking at me like, nope, I'm not moving up. That truck is going to make that turn. And they're
Mhm.
tight turns. And I'm sure Randy knows where Business Loop and coming onto Rangeline is. That is one heck of a tight turn there to turning a truck. Crazy.
Yep.
That's a tight turn for a very big car.
Yes, it is. Because you've been there on Rangeline and Business Loop there.
Yep.
It's crazy. And, it's like, hey, I'm going to stay back. I'm certainly
Another one that's a nightmare is going from 70 to West Boulevard.
Yes.
Oh, I hate that. I've done it.
They've lengthened that going west.
Really?
Oh, yes. If you haven't been up here lately, it is a much longer getting onto I-70 when you're coming off of that one. It is much longer. It's much longer now.
Wow.
Yeah, they've changed it.
I know my daughter said they've been doing a whole lot of work down there on 70. And
Yes,
she said it's a bit of a nightmare sometimes, but she said it's sure going to be nice when they get it done.
It certainly will. But
And I'm glad that it will.
And then you've got that on Stadium, you've got that diverging diamond. You get so many more cars going through that intersection than you used to, but there are so many people that don't understand it, but they're moving a lot more traffic.
Yeah.
Through that
Where
area.
you at, River Rat? What part of the country you in?
You know what part of the?
He said gas is $4 where he's at.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. That is great.
Be nice to go back to 2019 gas prices.
Dallas, North Carolina. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Make sure when I get to South Carolina that I fill up. South Carolina is a lot cheaper on fuel than North Carolina.
Oh, those storms that went through there this weekend were just horrendous. I was watching some of it yesterday evening. I've got a couple of the weather apps that it's guys that are YouTubers, and shoot, they give a better weather forecast than I can get here in Kansas City on my local news. And one of them is that Ryan Hall, and he does a really good job. I like him. And then, I can't think of the young man's last name, Andy. And I know he works a lot with Ryan. And he was the one that was covering the storms that were hitting in South Carolina last night. and he was just getting ready to go off the air because most of the danger was past. And it just, I couldn't
I'm
believe.
trying to think of someone that lost a friend. I'm trying to think of his name.
Oh
Des
yeah,
would,
it
Des
was
would
on
know
YouTube
who it.
yesterday. Yeah, somebody over in
Des would know
Mississippi.
who the guy's name is, and
Yeah,
he lost
Mm.
a very good friend.
it was 27 people over there right north of Belt Loop in that
Yes,
tornado there. What was that Round something Springs or something?
yes.
Just demolished the whole town.
Oh my.
There were 17 injured last I heard, and 4 people were still missing yesterday.
Mm. Well, and then in Nashville this morning, they had that school shooting, a
Oh, another
private
one?
school, and there were 3 teachers and I think they said 12 kids that were injured. And when I checked my newscast earlier, um, some of those kids are in intensive care and they don't know whether they're going to make it or not.
I'm gonna
And
wash my
this is,
truck, son. I'm in the
oh,
Blue Beacon.
fun. Oh, fun.
Mhm.
How
It's
much does
nasty.
that
I've been
cost
through all the
you?
rain. It's $50.
Good heavens.
Wow.
That's just a truck. And with
Whew.
no extras. If you have wax, they can charge you for wax. They can charge you for brightener. They can charge you if they wash your frame or your axles. I have dropped $125 just to wash the truck.
Good heavens.
Yeah.
I know there's some here in Columbia. They have some that are big enough that a semi can drive their truck underneath an area to clean their trucks.
Yeah.
Mm.
They get some of it, but they don't do it. They get the dust off mainly. They want to do that.
Wow.
I know. I used to have a Randy had probably seen it previously on my other Facebook page that someone took over, and I can't get into it. I had a '97 crew cab Chevy truck with an 8-foot bed that I would take down to that big car wash because the power on the ones for the semis, it would clean my truck better.
Yep.
You
They
know,
do a lot
Mhm.
better. The soap is a lot better.
yeah, yes, it is. You know, so
Mhm.
I would take it down there and wash that truck. But now I don't get to do that because someone hit me and totaled
We
my
had a
truck.
97 Dodge Ram that had the, um, well, shoot, it was the extended cab, but it wasn't the 4-door,
Yeah, I
and
had
had the 8-foot bed on it. Some guy that was in construction had gone down to the Dodge dealer there in Columbia and ordered 2 of them, what completely outfitted. The only thing he didn't put in it was a CD player. He had the cassette players put in because he said he had cassettes and he wasn't changing. Well, then he got there and took one for a test drive and decided he didn't like it, so he wouldn't take either one of them.
Oh,
We bought one. It had a total of, what was it, 2,600 miles on it. Those were all from the dealership. And we basically wound up with a brand new truck. And, oh, I tell you, I loved that thing. And that car wash was where we took it a lot of times because the car wash is there in Macon. Just, it was hard to get it in there. We couldn't take it through the one that did the wash on its own because that truck was 23 feet long, bumper to bumper. And those car washes that did that automatically, they would only do, I think it was up to a 21 foot. So if I washed it, it had to be done by hand.
yeah.
And
I always did mine by hand too.
yeah,
I'd even
and I
remove
always liked that one down there at
remove
Columbia.
I would remove the tail lights to be able to spray up in there to get that fender clean and stuff.
Hmm.
That truck was so nice. People would look at it. It was, like I said, it was a '97, and there was hardly any rust on the fender wells. You know, on the bed,
Wow.
on the front. I had a cow induction hood put on it. There was a roll pan on the back. I mean, it was a really nice truck. It really
Yeah.
was. I was going to keep it until it rusted out, or I had to put another motor in it. They came out with a 454,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't, when the guy that I bought it from in Sedalia, he had taken that motor out and he was going to put an old school gasser in there.
Mm-hmm.
But then he found out he couldn't do that because of the computer. He had to at least do an LS motor.
Mm-hmm.
So when my mom
Hi,
bought
Jonathan.
the truck, when my mom bought the truck, I had no motor or trans, so I had to find a motor, which I found one out of it was a 96, I think, or 90. I think it was a 98. It was a 350 out of a Con Denali that I put a 350, 350 or 5.7 in there instead. So I got somewhat better gas mileage. And then because it was had the 410 gear, which is a pulling gear, you didn't get as good gas mileage. So I needed to replace the rear end, had some problems. So I replaced it with the 373. So I got better gas mileage with that truck after I did that. Then someone total it for me.
Yeah. We raised bison for a while. And we didn't have our own stock trailer, but we would borrow one from a friend of ours, and we would take them up into Fairfield, Iowa to sell them because we got better prices there. And we could take that 97 Ram up there with that trailer loaded with buffalo. We hauled 4 bulls up there one time, and that was a weight, oh my goodness, between the 4 of them, close to 8,000 pounds just of buffalo. And it was a good thing we had that truck licensed as heavy as we did. And we went up there and then came back with the trailer empty. And we cranked out 16 miles to the gallon, both directions, and got fantastic gas mileage with it. And couldn't argue with it a bit. And in 2002, a friend of ours borrowed it and he wrecked it and completely totaled it.
Wow.
And we wound up having to get a different truck at that point. But I'll tell you what, that 97, oh man, I loved that truck. And when my uncle died in Kansas, my girls and I drove back there with it. And it was fantastic to drive. I just loved it. And pulled into the church, and one of my other cousins came out and said, "Did you know you're missing a license plate?" I said, "No, honey, in the state of Missouri, once it's over a certain weight, you only get one, and it goes on the front of the truck."
River Rack says, "Mr. Randy, I've got to go. You be safe and your friend, Miss Kim and Miss Rebecca. See you next time later with God bless you all." Thank you.
Later, River Rat.
Bye, River Rat.
Thanks for coming in.
River Rat.
You never know what subject's going to be when you come in, though, so be prepared.
Could be whatever. And I just keep working on this potholder because
we don't know what the topic is of the day.
You know what,
I'm
though,
actually
Randy?
I'm out of StreamYard. My free stuff, so while I'm sitting here, I'm going to pay for StreamYard so we can do it more.
Oh, dear.
I've used my 20 hours this month already.
From what I understand, if you're on StreamYard, they will let you continue, and then you just won't have any after.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm really close. I didn't know if it would cut me off in the middle or not.
No.
But I'm going to go ahead and buy it tonight. Yeah, I'm going to buy the minimum package. That way I can do it more.
Snore.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Well, Randy, I hate to say this. I have thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'll do it again sometime, but my phone battery is getting awfully low, so I need to recharge it.
Yeah.
You be safe on those roads.
Anyway.
And Rebecca, when I am back around that direction sometime, I will look you up.
Okay.
It'll be a while
Why
before I
don't-
get back there, though.
Why don't
But
I trust you? You're not going to share my number. I'm going to put my phone number in the private chat.
okay.
Will you be able
And when
to?
I get back to the chat, I will copy it down, and that will be fine.
You won't be able to. You'd
No,
have to.
you won't
click.
see it there. It'd be in private chat.
It will be in private chat. So you're going to have
Oh.
to click. You're going to have to click on there to be able to see this.
Here, I know an easier way, Rebecca.
Yeah,
I'll put
send it
mine
to
in
her.
there. I don't care about my number out there. Kim,
Yeah.
write mine down and
I
text
think
me
I've already
yours.
got it, Randy.
Okay,
He has my
you
phone
got-
number, and
and
I'm-
I'll
it's
text
okay.
you Rebecca's.
Yes.
Okay, that'll be
He's got-
fine.
He's got.
And-
That's fine.
And Randy, when you're this close again, I'm just off of, if you're headed west on I-70 at the
Uh-huh.
Noland exit.
Nolan, okay.
Yep, you can shoot there, and if you will give me a call, I'll text you my telephone number, and if you will give me a call, I'll come and meet you.
All right.
And-
Well, I gotta get my laundry done
And
because you said
Hey,
you was
there
gonna
you
do my
go.
laundry.
well, I'll tell you what, I got to go to a laundromat to do mine, and the laundromat where I was going has closed, so I got to find a
Oh.
new one now.
That ain't
So
good.
Yeah.
anyhow,
We
it's
can-
been
we can
wonderful.
give you-
I will talk to you guys later. Be safe on those roads. Take care. I love you.
Work's calling me. I gotta go. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. I'll talk to you later, Randy.